ready to showcase their unique skills, artistic skills. Yes, Rehana making it Australia.
There's a place where the only limit is your imagination. If you can dream it, you can create it.
Welcome to Making It!
Hi, I'm Varun Tiwari from Indus Asian Friends World TV. Today, a great artist, yes, the great artist with us, Rehana, a graphic designer. Now it's making it Australia, yes. Rehana with us, welcome to the show, Rehana.
Thank you so much. It's so good to be here or in my house.
Artist, designer, we want to know about your journey and making it Australia. First thing, we want to know how, when you know that you are going to participate, you got a call. So what is your first reactions?
It was, I still don't believe it, to be honest. When I first applied, I kept getting through all of the rounds of applications. And each time I'm like, oh, this isn't going to go anywhere. This is just a fun thing that I'm doing. It wasn't until I was walking into the barn that I realized that I was actually going to do this. Like, that's when the excitement felt real.
If I'm going to take you a little bit back in your childhood, you're starting your journey, as we understand from the internet, you're learning and teaching post time to your art from your sister, from your siblings, and giving to your sister. What do you want to tell us that story? Everybody want to know how the art is started in your life.
So I'm the second oldest daughter of a family of 7. So of course there were a lot of kids that we had to keep entertained, and my mum was always really busy. She's quite artistic herself, but more in the kitchen than actually, with crafty things. But my aunties were all amazing seamstresses. My one auntie is a professional flower arranger. We all had a little bit of something that we had to bring to the table in terms of design. So whenever my sister, she used to live in South Africa for most of the year, whenever she used to come over the summer, she would bring a new hobby that she would teach us how to do. So she taught me how to quill, she taught me how to crochet, all my aunties taught me how to sew. I always remember for Eid, my auntie would buy a massive roll of fabric and she would make the same dress for every single one of us girl cousins. So we would all be matchy-matchy. And so you would all be standing in line as my aunt would like measure and make sure everything fit. So, it's just always been in my blood to make beautiful things and to make beautiful things for other people.
Wow. And we heard from Laura as well, you are doing very, very good jewelry and and cakes and designing. So what about your jewelry?
So I started off making jewelry because one of my friends used to come to work with most fabulous earrings, but I could never find anything that quite matched my style. Being of Indian, South African, Australian background, there's a lot of culture clash and a lot of designs that I felt weren't being utilized in the best way. So this is my solution to that. I wanted to bring in my South African ethnicity. I wanted to bring in my Indian ethnicity. I wanted to bring in my experiences as an Australian Indian and create pieces that were beautiful and light and comfortable to wear, because I got to tell you, most Indian jewelry is so heavy, right?
Yeah. If I'm asking you, you're now working on a big platform, Channel 10, a satellite television. It's a total different world. And so what is your experience? What is the feelings behind that? When you are on the set, you are on the shoot, and you know that your talent is going to be a cast to all over the world, and everyone is like watching you, everyone is waiting for you.
Oh gosh, no pressure, right? To be honest, once you're on set, because I'm surrounded by so many other talented and wonderful makers, it kind of feels like I'm just hanging out with friends and making beautiful things. I mean, yes, the cameras are there, but when you're under that time pressure and when you're trying to create something great, it's just easy to slip into your own world and start creating.
Wow. And especially when you are working with a great host, Susan, yourself, and Harlene Brand, and it's a big thing making it Australia series. Wow. So when the question is, what you feel? It's a grand prize, 100K, and the title Master Maker. So means if you win, Yeah, and then what is the plans?
So I live in Sydney, and it's sometimes quite hard to find the space to do crafty things. I live in a small little townhouse with my husband and my baby, and it's kind of my dream to create a maker space, maybe possibly, female focused, that will allow people to come and make things, even if they don't have the space to do that at home, and just have access to all the tools and materials that maybe they have a hard time accessing. I think if I win the 100K, I would love to do something like that.
Wow. Any special preparations you have made for the series?
Oh, yes. My studio is just awash with paint right now, and Mod Podge and paintbrushes and crocheting and stuff. I've just been watching a lot of online tutorials and practicing while watching movies.
Great, great, great. And who is your favorite judge in the series?
Oh, don't ask me to pick favorites. They're both so lovely. Benjahani definitely has a unique style that I identify with. I absolutely love all of his work. But Deb is so inspirational because, you don't see that many women stand, be brought to the front in media a lot of the time. So she's done such a great job making a presence for herself and having people take her seriously as a designer. Gosh, it's really hard to pick, to be honest. Oh, yes, guys, it's going to be such a fun time working with you. I can't wait to learn a whole bunch from you and be inspired, and it's just going to be a really good time.
I'm talking about we are living in Australia and it is in multicultural, and you are the example because you born and brought up in a different place, South Africa, and you have a background of India, and you are living in Australia, and you are a real example of the multicultural. So if I'm asking you, you are from India, so if you don't mind, and can you say something in India or one song in Indian language?
So I'm of Gujarati background. So when I was very small, my daddy used to speak a lot of Gujarati to me. As I got older, my dad speaks 5 languages and my mom speaks 2, but they didn't speak the same ones. I didn't really have anyone to practice that much with. So in Gujarati, all I can say now is cam chair, haru chair, and table and chair. And unfortunately, that's all I know right now.
And if I'm talking about the food of India, so you also know anything about the food, or when you are crafting, because you are a mother as well, feeding to the kids.
Just before I came on this interview, I was making my dal. Every Friday I make dal, and I have to make roti on the side, and I have to make my parathas and everything for the weekend. The food is such a big part for me. My mom, when she first came to Australia, had a really hard time finding Indian food. So she had to learn how to do everything. So she makes all of her own samosa bar. She makes all of her own mithais. Everything that we ever had in our house, we made ourselves. I always remember standing over the stove for 2 hours, stirring the milk to make mawa, so we could have Eid sweets and stuff. So for me, I can't wait to pass that food on to my child. And between you and me, his favorite food is dal and rice. So I'm happy about that. Oh. Everyone, enjoy the show. Take the time to, be inspired. Find that craft that really speaks to you. And just, don't be afraid to start something. There's no sadness in failure. If maybe you find out one craft doesn't work for you, that's okay. Just try another one.
Wow. And finally, what should we take away from the series? Make it Australia.
I think the main thing to take away from making it is that you can come from any walk of life and you can have any sort of background, but your story is still important. Your story is still beautiful, and you're still capable of creating things that maybe you didn't think you could do in the first place.
From Indus Age and Friends World TV, we wish you the best wishes, best of luck for your all future, and congratulations once again. You are a real proud of everyone and Indian community as well. And we are waiting for 15th on Channel 10. It's a big platform, and we proud on you, and best wishes for everything.
First Indian magazine to have a national reach. Indus Age is the largest circulated South Asian magazine in Australia with 5 simultaneous editions. 55,000 copies printed monthly. 220,000 readers. Largest network of clients. Undisputed leader in community news. Indus Age is circulated in Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide, Brisbane and Perth to over 525 outlets. Grab your copy now to get the latest on the community, news from India, Bollywood, music and much more. For more info, log on to www.indusage.com.au. thisage.com.au.